And if you burn the Koran, that is your intention. Just as if I burnt the Bible, it might be my intention to offend and distress Christians, because this is a form of protest. You're allowed to do that. Well, apparently not, because, as I say, he's been charged with an offence I had never heard of, but it is this: intent to cause against the religious institution of Islam harassment, alarm or distress. Tale of two stories there, isn't it? You know, like, it's okay to hate on Israel, okay to hate on the Jews, but don't you dare go near Islam. Don't you dare diss Islam. This is two-tier religion, isn't it?
It is, absolutely. I mean, this is a tale of two stories. Both in their own different ways are a case of two-tier religion or two-tier justice. And, you know, one is ridiculous and silly. That's the story of these two ridiculous MPs. The other one is deeply sinister. And we should probably treat both stories a bit separately, although they do deal with the same thing. The one that really is sinister and insidious stuff is the one about the Quran burning. And I would go further. I think it's an outrage against, you know, the principles of the Enlightenment that we hold dear, and actually against, you know, it's an outrage against Western civilization itself, because we're going backwards into a sort of a dark age when we have a de facto blasphemy law with one caveat, because it only applies to one religion, and it's a foreign religion. It's Islam. You know, you can go and see the Book of Mormon, you can go and criticize any religion you want to, but Islam is off limits. And let's be clear here. No one should be arrested or prosecuted for destroying their own property. As long as this man, you know, legally owned this Quran, he has every right to do with it as he sees fit. That's his human right to do so, not least as he was doing as a form of political protest. And you have to ask, what sort of a society have we become when this, you know, really fundamental aspect, not only of human rights, but actually of personal property rights, no longer applies?
Yeah, I should have the right to intend to cause distress to Islam if I want to protest about Islam, just as I should have the right to intend to cause distress to Christianity or Judaism if I want to protest about those religions. Why is this a crime? Where did that come from? It's just a blasphemy law, isn't it?
It's not a crime. This is a blasphemy law by the back door, and we should all be outraged by this. Islam is an ideology. This is not about anti-Muslim hatred, which is about hating Muslim people. This is about attacking and criticizing the religion and the ideology of Islam. And it's an outrage that the CPS, the Crown Prosecution Service, has come out and tried to obscure the two things, and is trying to cast this as an attack against a person, as they've called it, a person of any religion or racial background. Islam is not a person, it's an ideology. We should be free to mock it, to criticize it, however savage we want to do. That's a cornerstone of our ideology, our British and our Western ideology of free speech. And that brave man is going to go on trial for this outrageous assertion that he's offended the religious institution of Islam. For heaven's sake, British comedy is all about criticizing institutions. Yeah. That's what Monty Python and The Life of Brian was all about. Every Carry On film was about making fun of every institution, from the police to the, to the government and everything else.
Yeah.
And he's being charged for actually shouting profanities about the religion. Excuse me.
So what? So what? That shouldn't be a crime. That shouldn't be a crime. It's unbelievable. You're right. It's a kind of torturous link between these two stories, but I do think there is a kind of theme running through both of them. And these two MPs, what were they called? Yuan Yang and Abtisam Mohammed. They were turned away from Israel on Saturday. They told the Israeli authorities that they were on an official parliamentary mission, and that was a lie. The Israelis had no record of them at all. But why do you think Keir Starmer and all the Labour politicians are standing up? The Foreign Office, by the way, and Downing Street today have accepted that Israel was legally perfectly justified in what it did. So they've railed back a bit. But what do you think Keir Starmer and all the Labour lot are hailing these two people as heroes? It just strikes me there's this indecent haste by the Labourites Corbynistas, if you like, to just sort of pile in on Israel as soon as they get the chance?
Well, we know why, and it's for exactly the same reason as you were, I think, discussing before I came on here. The decision to actually back away from inquiries into the grooming gang scandal, and it's because the Labour Party is petrified of losing the Muslim vote. You know, the big story of the last election was the election of these 5 Muslim MPs, and they really are concerned that they aren't going to be able to actually maintain the same sorts of, you know, Angela Rayner, so many front bench MPs, cabinet ministers are hanging on by the, you know,
by their Muslim votes, by the skin of their Muslim vote teeth. Yeah, exactly right.
And they've got egg on their faces now because, you know, they're basically endorsing two-tier justice here because the Foreign Office, as you say, quite clearly lays out what Israel requires. You cannot condemn, you cannot call for a boycott of Israel. You cannot call for ministers to be sanctioned. There are clear rules that our Foreign Office states. And for some reason, they want MPs to be judged by a different standard.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, that's two-tier justice. Miss Mohammed has accused Israel of ethnic cleansing, called for a boycott. Miss Yang did the same thing. Imagine in the 80s and 90s, if in Britain there was an rapidly IRA supporting Irish MP who wanted to come to this country.
Exactly, put Rafe, exactly right. Thank you very much. Good to talk to you as always. Let's talk again soon.